got Brown Metal coming at you from No Moon Media here in the beautiful city of San Diego, California. And tonight, my friends, we're going to get a little bit weird. See, I've got two bands this evening that I think y'all should know a little bit more about. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Stolas and Hail the Sun.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
fellas. So you guys are doing a one-off show today here in San Diego,
Yep.
and you got 3 days with your Blue Swan friends. So Stolas just recently released Allomaternal, and Hail the Sun not too long before that released Wake. Awesome. I know there's a Swan release in the near future, but what can we expect from you guys in the year 2015? Who wants to take that?
A lot of touring.
A lot of touring.
A lot of
Right on.
touring. We're doing a Let Live tour, and then I don't know what I'm supposed to say yet, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, don't say you're not supposed to say it.
Don't say that. Some secret stuff. That sounds like an exciting year. Speaking of, Hail the Sun just got a song and album of the year on the post-hardcore subreddit. Rock on.
Thank you.
What are your guys' thoughts on the rising role played by the internet and other general social media in the life of a 21st century artist? Who wants this one? Eric.
It's pretty cool, but I don't think we really take those accolades like that to heart too much. It's awesome. It really is, and we're glad that people think that about us. But we're just excited for what is in store for us in the future, as far as writing new material, the touring that we're going to be doing this year as well, and just getting the music out to people's ears more so. And so we're glad that the internet and stuff has helped us do that, but we're going to keep pushing. So
Right
I don't think we really focus too much on that kind of stuff.
Cool. And back on the writing, I think it's pretty evident that Allomaternal was pretty intricately pieced together. Would you guys mind taking me into how both of your bands deal with the writing process?
With Stolas, it's pretty democratic all around. Usually Sergio will come in with sort of an idea, or Jason or whoever, and then we'll sort of build around that based on what we think should come next, and changing the feel around it. Once we have sort of the general framework, if we're happy with it, we play through it a bunch of times and start tweaking. Dynamic processes is just, quite a lot.
Right on.
Play it into the ground.
Donnie?
Writing process. We don't tend to write good songs unless John is really, really sad and beat. Like we got to make sure he's beat and bloody before any good ideas come from our camp. But once John thrives the most on that. You wouldn't think so.
Beaten
but
and bloody.
John fucking
really
loves
good at
just
getting
getting
beat up.
He's a
fucking
good
round,
sad bastard.
curbed outside our studio. But once he is all nice and bloody, the writing process is, it's pretty smooth, and it's always kind of different throughout our albums. I'll let Shane elaborate a little more because he can probably explain it better.
Well, sure. Hello. When we write, after John's all bloody, it's usually either myself or Eric. We usually come up with some guitar licks that kind of become jumping off points for the songs. We'll bring them to the crew will flesh them out, and then we'll have like a pretty ugly mash of a song, and then over the next few months we'll try and fine-tune that and make it a little less ugly.
As a group.
Yeah, together.
It's like a collaborative thing
Pretty
for the
much,
most part.
yeah.
Cool. What about with Swan? You guys just go in the studio, or do you guys
I'll
email each
answer
other?
that one too.
John's bloody for that too. We gotta make sure.
For Swan, it's really weird. Will write a whole song, and he'll teach it to everybody, and that's usually how it'll stay.
It just stays there.
Oh, okay.
And even though we'll suggest, he has this way of thinking where he'll write a song, and that's how he'll want it to be stay, which is fine.
It's unique like that. Like it never gets touched up or edited, and it works. I've never seen it work with anyone else, but with Will, that works.
But then for all the other songs, it's me and Joe in a room, kind of flesh out a skeleton of a song, and then Will write over that. Donnie will write over that. So it's kind of, say a 60-40 split maybe between that.
Right on.
40% Will writing a whole song, and then 60% the rest of us kind of going at it with the skeleton.
Cool. And then kind of venturing off on the whole Sandbar other bands thing. The tail end of 2014. This one's for Eric and Sergio mostly. But we got to see Eric play the Rise Records tour with EGD, and we saw you, Sergio, play a couple dates with Chiodos. First of all, how was that? And secondly, would you say that you guys benefited from the exposure of the experience, or do you think it's more important to like focus on your projects and grow them like as your projects?
As far as like Instagram followers, oh fuck yeah, that really helps. But I mean, yeah, it's good to get more touring experience. Yeah, I mean, it benefited, and it didn't really get in the way of anything that Hail the Sun's doing, so it all worked out, and there's more to come in the future. So, yeah, what about you?
I definitely kind of felt that I needed to grow with my own projects, mainly focusing on Stolas. With Ziambar, it's pretty convenient for me to just drive up there. We'll write in like a week or 10 days or however long we get to write. But mainly, filling in for that for Chiodos, I kind of felt that I just needed to fill in, or sorry, not fill in. Sorry, I just needed to focus mainly on Stolas, and so that's kind of what I chose to do.
Cool, yeah, right on. I recall like a Facebook post of you telling
Yeah.
us about that. Kind of on a tangentially related note, we heard you, Donnie, sing on Circuit Theory, and we've seen Carlo do guest drums on Relaxed Divide and Dead Messages. And I know Ziambar exists, but have you guys ever considered like a full two-band collaborative, like joint effort supergroup?
It's already in the works.
I only asked because I was shooting the Fall of Troy in Seattle a couple months ago, and Thomas was talking about like one time they did a tour with Horace the band, and in between sets they would play as the Trojan Horse, like both bands on stage. I just want to see that like way more. You guys thinking about that?
I've never thought about it, but I'd like to.
There would be 2 drummers, 3 singers,
Everybody's singing.
2 bass players, 4 guitarists. So it'd probably just be like a mess of bullshit. So it's probably a bad idea.
All right. So that's not happening, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately.
Yes, it is.
RJ, 2016.
RJ says 2016. It's gonna
What's your
happen.
Trojan Horse-esque
Hail the-
name gonna be?
A massive shit. That was
A
it.
massive
Yeah,
shit.
It's a new genre called mess rock.
Hashtag a massive shit 2016.
Mess core.
Moving on, whether or not it was intended, human target practice, the lyrical content touches on some painfully relevant current issues. How do you guys feel about bands that use their following and their fan base as like an open platform to push their own political ideas and opinions?
All right, to push their own. I think that it's responsible to share your ideas if you think that it's for a better cause. I mean, that can also work against, I mean, if people don't agree with you. But not to so much force your ideas onto someone, just give them it's all about thought-provoking. Just provoking thought. That's the most important thing. Not preaching or telling them what to believe, just giving them a side of the story and having them do their own research. I think that's the most important thing. And when people can do it to larger amounts of people because of ban or anything like that, I think that it can be considered responsible to share that.
So you would say it's like your responsibility as a band with
I
your
wouldn't say
platform?
it's our responsibility. I just think it's responsible to do that.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like that's why we are in a band, because our responsibility is to preach, or I mean, is to give insight to events and what we think would change for a better world.
Okay.
But I definitely think that it's a responsible thing to do if you choose to share those ideas that might not be, that could be controversial.
Yeah. That's the word.
I sounded that out. So yeah, that's my thought on it.
Right on. Time for the big question. I'd like to hear from all of you guys, if you guys could just pass the mic down
Yeah.
from one end to the other. It could be like as like simple or as intricate as you guys want, but what do you guys love about rock and roll?
Oh man.
RJ?
It's a fucking nightmare.
RJ does not love rock and roll. Or is that what you love about rock and roll? That it's a nightmare.
It's a love-hate sort of.
Okay.
I mean, I go to sleep with rock and roll, but I wake up crying about it in the middle of the night. But I don't let rock and roll know that I'm crying. And then I wake up, I'm like, hey, rock and roll, I missed you.
Rock on, Donnie.
The wear and tear on your body.
That's your favorite part about rock and roll? All right. Got some masochists over here.
I have what I want to say in my head. I just don't know how to say it.
Well, What?
So I'm not.
That's rock and roll, right?
Yeah,
there.
That's pretty fucking rock and roll.
That's very rock and roll.
I was just gonna say like the people that you meet, because if it wasn't for playing music, I wouldn't have met any of the Stolas dudes. Probably wouldn't want to either way. They're not that cool. They're good musicians, but other than that, but yeah, the friends you make and playing music's just fun. So that's my favorite thing.
I have a friend that said he claims that rock and roll is dead, and he looks at rock and roll as a lifestyle, which it is, and it can be. In any kind of genre of music, can be a lifestyle. But I look at rock. My favorite thing to do in the world is go see shows, rather even more than playing shows. Is go see shows, and that to me is rock and roll. So my favorite thing about rock and roll is the live aspect of it and being there. Like everybody's one, and everybody's there for a reason, and that's that one experience you get to
Raw
be with everybody.
emotion.
Yeah,
performance.
extremely emotional, and you pretty much just get to do anything you want when you're there in a crowd.
Yeah.
And that's like my favorite thing about that.
Right on, right on.
Everyone's saying all the good stuff, so I'm just gonna say it's a great way to meet guys.
Wait, what was that?
He's saying
I don't know.
he's saying he's gay. He's saying it's a great way to meet guys.
It's a great way to meet guys.
Shane
All
just
right.
came out.
Respect his life choices.
What a great.
I'm also not saying gay is bad. I'm just saying you admitted it.
I like meeting guys.
You get a lot of guys.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not
John,
much.
front and center.
You know, pretty much, you know, you get to drink at work, and the more you drink, the more your work is fun. And I like to thank Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, and I love rock because, well, you get to, hey, I'm so Stolas, everybody.
Jason, applause.
I have no idea how to follow that. That's such a hard question.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is your first.
It's Kirk Hammett.
It's well, that's what I'm saying. It's such a hard question, you know, because I started rock and roll. I just don't
Yeah,
understand how.
when you left
how
Metallica
I
for
can
Stolas,
explain
when-
it, you know, I mean, you guys should. So, no, I don't know.
Question for Jason.
When you left Metallica for Stolas, what did you think your favorite part was gonna be?
You know what? I never left Metallica. I just lied to you guys.
Oh,
We're still gonna do something. 2016.
2016, a massive shit,
All right,
and
it's gotta come
Metallica.
back to Sergio.
Here we go.
Sergio, did you have time to think about
No,
it?
I didn't. I was laughing.
Oh, bummer. He'll tweet it later.
I'll try my best to explain. I think rock and roll doesn't have like I mean generically to a lot of other people it might look just like one image, just like rock and roll. You think long hair or fucking drugs
Or like
sex,
dark
or whatever.
skin.
But I don't look at it that way. I don't think it's like the necessary. I think that's what I like about it the most.
The openness,
Yeah, it can be anything.
room to breathe.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Right
think there's
on.
a lot of
So that's all the questions I have. You guys want to add anything from emotionally?
I want to thank you for interviewing
you're
us.
awesome.
This is our first group interview, and I think Michael here was like, I think you guys have a good dynamic as two bands, and I think it's absolutely right. We're all really, really good friends, except for John.
Yeah, John's
We
not
like
a
him
good
bloody. If he's bloody, then he's our friend. Right now, I hate him because he's nice and cleaned up. But yeah, thank you, Michael. And those questions are really, really
Thank
good.
you so much for coming.
Yeah. Plug our Allomaternal and Wake and Blue Swan Records, 2015. It's gonna be big.
Let's get a round of high fives. No?
Close up on this. Close up on this. On the blue swan. On the blue swan. Check it out. Blue
Oh,
Swan
shit.
tattoo.
Plug Night of Blue Swan
Damn.
also. Night
Oh,
of
yeah.
Blue Swan. It's
Night
the
of Blue
first
Swan.
ever- I mean, the first ever.
First-
annual.
Oh yeah, there's a dead swan.
All right, well, high fives all around. Thanks. Thank you for coming. Once again, I'm Michael Rex at Brown Metal. See ya.
That's a wrap.
Oh, that's gonna be 2 artists. Yeah, one person. One.
Cool.